¿De dónde eres? Venezuela. USA.
Estados Unidos.
Yes. Unidos Estados. USA. I don't know how to say it.
No sabes hablar español.
Poquito español. Venezuela. Bonita mujer.
Gracias.
You got WhatsApp?
Sí.
Okay. Mine don't work good. ¿Cómo te llama?
Lorena.
Okay, me llamo Marquis. Me llamo Marquis.
Marquis.
Yes.
Marcos.
Yes, sure.
O Marcos. En español,
Close.
Marcos.
Marcus en español. En Venezuela.
En Venezuela, Marcos.
Okay.
Más uno.
Yes. Yes.
With the rise of the podcast bros spawned another group of outliers who call themselves passport bros. I had never heard of this sect of society, but I was introduced to them while listening to a radio show where a caller called in and provided insight. By the way, the show was about black men not voting, but wanting to be heard enters this character. Black women, are you ready? Apparently there's a group of, you guessed it, black men who have grown weary of the, quote, control that black women have over them. So they've decided to seek dominance elsewhere.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now.
And that's in the form of traveling to third world countries to seek a bride. This caller had so much animosity seething out of his side tooth that it was laughable that he actually saw himself as some kind of prize. What's at play here is that these dusty, mediocre at best so-called men have finally come to the realization that black women are no longer willing to settle for the bare minimum and are choosing to stay single and maintain their peace. Let me close by stating that this caller mentioned his godfather, who I'm told died tragically at the hands of the very fate he wished on black women, a man who I refer to as he who shall not be named. My question here is, if divesting to desperate and disenfranchised women is so great, why do you all have to make an announcement, a grand announcement? Oh, I know why. Because you actually think that this will hurt black women.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Newsflash, as Good Sis says.
Everything I do is for the bitch. I have never done anything for the male gaze. I quite literally cannot stand you.
So, sayonara, arrivederci, adios.
The man has already got on peep. This soft girl era trend, this the same thing Pick Me's been telling y'all since day one, which is simply act like a lady. You will get further with men if you are nicer to them. Instead, y'all coin the term unfriendly black hottie and sit around like 30-plus-year-old men girls calling yourself independent, constantly with your dependent hand out. Y'all fight for y'all right to be masculine and exude the most ugly traits you see in men that you claim to hate. And then you don't demonize women until it comes to a Pick Me, because of course, if a man is agreeing with you, you must be wrong. Learn protection from men, but constantly disrespecting them every opportunity you get when they're not behaving how you want them to behave. And then the moment they state their preferences, they're controlling them as sadistic. And of course it's women's empowerment until we don't agree with you. Then it's name calling and belittling.
You smart, you loyal, you're grateful.
Fake trope about men's accountability when y'all really just want the leverage to act like them socially and not be judged, but only when it comes to bad parenting and hypersexuality. Instead of correcting the behavior, we should be able to do it because men do it too, even though you know it's wrong. And then using men like ATMs, but then get mad when they treat you like a prostitute. But good luck on y'all soft girl era. The Pick Me's been new.
So where's the proof? The proof is in the pudding, boo. The proof is in the pudding. Part 2, passport bros. Where's your proof? I ain't seen no pics. I haven't seen these gorgeous, amazing overseas women that you guys have married. Does it take that long? Oh, you're attractive. Oh, they're looking for you. Oh, you're well wanted. Oh, you're well received. Oh, you are the pick of the litter, baby. You the pick of the litter. So what's taking so long? We've been seeing y'all surfacing, what? Maybe I've just noticed it over a month.
Relax.
Might have been long ago. By now somebody should be married. I should be seeing some wedding pictures. I should be seeing somebody jumping some brooms or doing the limbo, doing something, doing the cha-cha, doing something. What is going on, Passport Bros? I don't see no pictures. I don't see no women coming on here on your behalf saying, yes, I openly received your American man because you didn't want him. That's what I want to know. You wanted all the attention. You put yourself out there. So now let us know. Where are your success stories? Crickets, crickets. Haven't seen any yet. I'm sick of looking at your passport. I want to see some wedding pictures. Where they at? Now, moving on. I'm so silly, y'all. I like to have fun. That's what I say. It ain't negative. It's all about the laughs and the jokes. You got to keep, a little humor in your life. So here's the thing. So for those who don't know what the definition of submission is, we're going to quickly talk about submission because that's one of the qualities and characteristics that these passport boys are looking for in a woman. So let's see what submission means. It says that it is an act of submitting something. Excuse me. Let me correct that. An act of submitting to the authority or control. Control. Yeah, Janet, girl, you had it right.
Shut up!
Stop it. Get some help.
The act of submitting to the authority or control of another. That's all this is all about. Narcissistic personality. Not saying all of them. Some of them might be genuinely good men, if not all, because I don't know them, that really just want those traditional values that they claim they didn't find in the U.S. With that being said, the word submission is control. I'm not going to call a name, but I once had a friend that said, I don't date anybody but Asian women. And I said, well, why is that? And he was actually a white male. He said, because they will do whatever I tell them to do and they will never ask me why. And this particular individual, he was abusive to me one day and I had to check it. I was like, wait a minute, whoa, wait a minute. What's with that tone? And then he told me his story. And he says, I do apologize. But he was so used to having control, as he said it, not my story, his story, over women. And so he picked Asian women because of that.
Sure. Here's one. They travel to other countries because the American dollar still has a lot of power overseas. They are just taking advantage of poor women, and then they usually justify it with disdain for black women back home. These people are wild. They will come over here to Europe and have the same problems because the problem is them. They act like they have met every woman in the U.S. Even I know that not all people from the U.S. are the same. It's a huge country. It's a straight and it's immoral. I look down on these men like the people over here who go to Eastern Europe countries and Asian countries like Thailand and act like the place is a brothel. They aren't going to first world countries. They go to poor, more conservative nations. The issue here is accompanied by talking down on women, namely black in America. You don't want to know.
Because 10 out of 10, we didn't want y'all. The ones who are passport bros, we didn't want.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
And that's on everything.
In their white zaddy's footsteps by trying to colonize unconquered women in other countries with their passports are the ninjas doing what their white daddy did.
What?
And taking their patriarchal
Traditional women. No, y'all want women y'all can control and tear down. That's what y'all.
these other women in other countries, what white men did to black men when they came to Africa. Instead of the good book, it's a pass.
Ultimately, I don't feel any type of way about the passport bros because you find your happiness where you find it. And if they have trouble dating the United States, that is best suited for them. And I have no problem with that.
You smart. You loyal. You're grateful.
And women, same thing. If you're finding a hard time dating where you live in a certain state or city or country, go someplace else. It's everybody's privilege. And I even just heard, like, there's this whole term about sexism, and women got it real bad. Like, we're talking about the passport bros, but apparently there are places that women can go where it's like, pick your boyfriend for the week. I was like, what?